Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Heather and today we are doing a little chitty chatty up close and personal. I don't know why when I'm chatting I like to hold the camera. Oop, it's like focusing and unfocusing. Cool. But I just feel like it's more real. Maybe I'm wrong. But I wanted to talk about body positivity and being confident while fat. This is something I've had asked from me several times by subscribers, and I've been wanting to talk about it, but it's also a really personal thing. It's kind of hard. It's like I have to think about how much I want to really delve into it. And today I think we're just going to scratch the surface, you know. I don't really know where to begin. I do think that a majority of my confidence does come from, you know, qualities I have outside of just my body. I grew up very privileged. I am not gonna lie, I recognize my privilege. I grew up in a very good neighborhood with a very supportive family, a very well-to-do family. I have 2 degrees, so I have an education. I am very intelligent. I have a great career that I have worked my butt off for. I bought my first house at 26 all by myself. There's just so many things outside of just the way my body looks that really contributes to my confidence way more than, you know, my body. Doesn't matter how good I look. I really think that having the rest of your life kind of together a little bit really does help. And then having, you know, I have a great support system. I have a wonderful family. I have a wonderful fiance. I'm incredibly blessed. I can't deny that. So because of all those things, it really does help me maintain my confidence, because why should I let my body be a deciding factor in my life? I haven't always been body positive and body confident at all. I have had major eating issues, and I've had major depression and anxiety and just mental health when it comes to my body. I am not gonna lie, I grew up with some family members who are very negative about my body, even to this day. You know, even to this day. It's a little insane how people like to try to still run your life when you are a grown adult. But anyway, for the longest time, I was the same weight, maybe changed a couple pounds up and down here and there. I would say for 7 to 10 years, I was about the same weight and the same size. I've always been plus size. I've always been bigger than everyone else, but I was not always a super plus size girl. I didn't have a lot of the issues that, you know, some girls have had throughout their life. I don't feel like for the most part I was discriminated against. You know, and at that weight that I was at, I was still able to shop at many stores, and I didn't have issues like that. But 1 year, I gained an incredible amount of weight, a very significant amount. And I haven't touched on this very much, but I have PCOS. And I know I haven't talked about that on this channel, but it is something that I am working with, battling. I don't know what you want to say. I don't know how to describe it, but at the time I didn't know I had PCOS, and it really reared its big head. I don't know. It didn't make any sense to me at the time. I was eating the same, I was doing the same activities, I was being exactly the same, and no matter what I did, was gaining this incredible amount of weight. And because of it, I gained a lot of stretch marks that I never had before. I, you know, had to deal with things, being a bigger plus size woman, that I've never had to deal with before. And that first year was incredibly difficult. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, could not say one good thing about my body, could not say one good thing about myself. I really struggled, and the people in my life at the time were not the best for me either. They didn't help the situation. But you know, as time went on, I eventually found out that I had PCOS, and not that that like fixes anything, but I think finding out for me was very validating. And not to say that to be bigger, you need to have an issue and that's why you're bigger. It just means that for me, I felt like I was trying everything in the world to not be who I was and not to have the body that I was. And I couldn't understand for the life of me what was going on with my body, why it was fighting me so much. And, you know, finding out that there was something going on and I wasn't crazy was validating. But, you know, after that, that's kind of where this body positive, this journey has gone, because I remember finding out, when I found out I had PCOS, I cried all weekend, and I Googled and researched and, you know, found every issue in the book that comes with PCOS and just was devastated, to be honest. This is not a PCOS video, so I'm not going to touch too much more on that. But that was kind of what was a turning point for me, I think. Because once I realized that not everything is necessarily in my control, it meant that I needed to start living more of my life for myself. For years, you know, after gaining all that weight, let my body and my mind take over my life. I did not see friends that I would normally see. I did not do activities that I would normally do. I was letting my body hold me back from living my fullest life. I really was, because I was so ashamed and embarrassed and freaked out by the whole situation. You know, it wasn't just my weight, it was the stretch marks, it was all these things I never had before, all in one package, that it just was devastating to me. And you know, realizing that I don't have control no matter what. Doesn't matter how, you know, at the time what I was doing, didn't matter what I did, I was not going to be this other person or have this other body that I wanted to have. I had to start reconfiguring my brain and how I think about things. The reality of the situation is, you only have today. You are not guaranteed tomorrow. You are not guaranteed tonight, you know? You only have right now. And the longer that you sit around and wait to have that perfect body to do something, to, you know, think that your life is going to be different once you're this certain weight, it's just not reality. And there's so many people, you know, I've been up and down in weight, and there's so many people that will tell you that once you lose the weight, you don't lose the mental health, the mental problems. It's still there. So for me, finding all that out really changed things. For me, I realized I can't wait any longer. You know, this is the life I've been given. This is what I have to deal with. And yes, there are things that I can do differently to change, you know, change my behavior to help things and help things be better. But I'm gonna live with this for the rest of my life. And that's just the reality of the situation. I think after that, and you know, this is years in the making, but after that, like, realizing that your body doesn't have to hold you back is incredibly freeing. I've had a couple situations recently where like I said, I was amazed at my reaction to things, and I was amazed that I think so differently now. One of them being I was with two friends of mine who, one is very small and one is about average size, or whatever you would consider the average woman's size to be. And we're all having dinner, and for about 30-45 minutes, all they could do is talk about their bodies and how much they hated them, and you know, these little fat rolls they had and all this stuff. And I think back in the day, I would have been incredibly annoyed and pissed off and been like, bitch, what are you talking about? Like, just, you know, feeling very bad about myself that these smaller people are talking negatively about their bodies in front of me when I'm much larger than them. But in reality, now, I honestly just felt bad for them. I felt bad that they didn't have the same confidence that I did, or that I do now. And they had even asked me, they're like, Heather, you always like dress so well, and you always seem so confident, and you just like don't let anything bother you. And it's the truth, because I don't have the luxury to sit around and wait to have the perfect body to have the perfect life. The only one who is going to help me have the perfect life is myself. And that comes from within. That comes from maintaining that positivity in your life. And I'm telling you that remaining positive as much as you can be, the world will show that positivity and kindness around you. No one wants to be around someone who's constantly criticizing themselves, putting themselves down, thinking that they're a piece of shit because they're whatever way, you know. People want to be around people that are positive, and that it's going to spread that positivity with the, you know, to themselves as well. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this. The other thing I kind of wanted to touch on, I know a whole bunch of you know that I am getting married in about 3 months, and it's very exciting, but I've had a family member recently ask me how my diet plan was going. And that was an interesting conversation too, because, you know, it was something I didn't even freaking think about, man. You know, I know that people of all sizes, when they get married and have a wedding, that they are set to lose that weight and whatever it may be. And that's just not how I think about things anymore. It's an incredibly freeing way to live, to be honest. Like, I don't let my body rule my life anymore. You know, doesn't mean I think everything's perfect. Doesn't mean that there aren't things I would love to change, but am I going to let that affect how I'm going to act today and how I'm going to live my life? Absolutely not. You know, I think if you want to lose weight, lose weight. If you want to gain weight, gain weight. If you want to stay the same, do that. I mean, I just think that no matter where you are in your life, what stage you're in, having so much mindset on just your body alone is just very negative for you. I mean, is there anything else in your life that you focus that much time on just one thing? Probably not. Having balance in your life probably is the best thing, you know. Am I always positive about my life or my body? Heck no. I mean, there are weeks where I really struggle. There was a week recently where I was like, could not look at myself in the mirror because of my double chin. And I know that's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. But I still struggle for sure. But for the most part, I don't let depression and the crippling thoughts overtake me anymore. Heck no. I don't let people mentioning, you know, if I've lost weight or if I'm on a diet plan or all this stuff affect me anymore. Fuck that. This is my life. This isn't theirs. And the reality is, no matter like what size I am or what size any of us are, whether we're small or big, people are always going to have a freaking opinion about your looks or whatever it may be. So might as well be happy now. I know this is kind of rambly. I didn't really have like a plan for this. I didn't really have like a direction to go in, but I just wanted to talk about it a little bit. I hope y'all are having a great week, and I will see you guys later. Bye.